in the first question we have a wire called AB in which a current is flowing through AB wire. And this current is increasing as per the question. The current is increasing through this wire. And there is a coil placed adjacent to it. The question is, what will be the direction of induced EMF or induced current in this coil? Since it is placed near to a wire in which the current is increasing or the current is changing, it is sure that there will be magnetic field produced, which will be changing magnetic field. Since the current is increasing, the magnetic field produced by this current carrying wire will be increasing, and therefore the magnetic flux will also increase. So this coil is placed in changing magnetic flux, or we can say increasing magnetic flux, phi B. And this increasing magnetic flux will induce an EMF in this coil, or an induced current will be produced in this coil. And that induced EMF or induced current will try to decrease the magnetic flux, since it has to oppose it. Since it has to oppose the cause that has produced it, that induced EMF wants to decrease the magnetic flux. So the direction will be to support phi B decreasing. So here we have increasing current, right? So we will apply right hand thumb rule and we will see in which magnetic field it is placed. Either the magnetic field is inward or outward. For that we will apply right hand thumb rule. The thumb should be placed in the direction of current. So the curled fingers at this point, the curled fingers at this plane is pointing outwards. So we know that the magnetic field here is outward magnetic field. Outward magnetic field. So this is placed in a magnetic field which is going outwards to this plane. So we have kept our thumb in the direction of current and the curled fingers at this plane is outside. So the magnetic field is coming outwards or outside. Right? Now, if the direction is clockwise, on applying right hand rule, the curled fingers should be kept on the loop in the direction of current and the thumb will point towards the direction of magnetic field produced by this induced EMF or current. So you can see the thumb is going inwards. The original magnetic field was coming outside. The magnetic field due to the induced EMF or current is going inside. Right? So both are opposite. So the net magnetic field will decrease. The net magnetic flux will increase. So the direction will be clockwise. Right? Clear? Similarly, let's go to the second question. Here, the current is not increasing, rather it is decreasing. And it is going in the downward direction. The current is going in the downward direction. AB is a wire carrying a current which is decreasing. So, decreasing current is decreasing. Therefore, the magnetic field should also decrease. So, this coil is placed in a magnetic field which is decreasing simultaneously. So, the magnetic field is decreasing, therefore, the magnetic flux will also decrease. And due to decreasing magnetic flux, an EMF is induced here in this coil. Or induced current will be there in this coil, which can be either clockwise or anti-clockwise. But it should be such that it opposes phi B. So here phi B is decreasing. So induced EMF or induced current wants magnetic flux to increase, since it has to oppose. So if the direction is clockwise, before that let us find the magnetic field in which it is placed. We have to use right hand thumb rule for current carrying wire. So the thumb is placed in the direction of current, right? And the curled fingers on this plane are going inside. So here the magnetic field is inwards. The magnetic field is going inwards. Right? Okay, fine. Now, what about clockwise direction? The net or the original magnetic field is going inwards. Right? Now, if it was anti-clockwise clockwise direction, right hand thumb rule has to be applied on the coil. So, curled fingers on the direction of induced EMF or induced current, the thumb is going inside. Right? The thumb is going inside. So, the magnetic field due to the induced EMF or induced current is going inside. The original magnetic field was inside. The magnetic field due to induced EMF or induced current is also inside. So, the net magnetic field will increase. So, the net magnetic flux will increase. So, the direction is clockwise in this coil. Is it clear? Fine. Now, when going to the third example, again, you have a wire AB which is carrying a current I, and that current is increasing. They have said the current is increasing. So if current is increasing, tell me magnetic field will increase or decrease? The magnetic field due to this wire will be increasing, right? So the magnetic flux produced by it will also increase, right? And due to increasing magnetic flux, there will be an induced EMF or induced current in this coil, which will try to oppose the magnetic flux. So it will try to decrease the magnetic flux. So the direction should be such that it decreases the magnetic flux. So if it is clockwise, see, before that we have to find the direction of magnetic field in which this coil is placed. So right hand thumb rule. So thumb should be placed in the direction of current, and the curled fingers will give you the direction of magnetic field. So the magnetic field is coming outwards. Clear? Now, if it was clockwise, the original magnetic field is coming outside, right? This is outside magnetic field, radially outward magnetic field. So if the direction was clockwise, see, the curled fingers has to be placed in the direction of induced EMF or induced current. So you can see the thumb is going inside, so the magnetic field is going inside. You need to decrease the magnetic flux, right? The net magnetic field is coming outside, right? The magnetic field due to induced EMF or induced current is going inside. So both the magnetic field are opposite. So net magnetic field decreases. Net magnetic flux decreases, right? So the direction will be clockwise. Is it clear? Clear? Okay. The next thing which we have to learn is eddy current. Eddy current is very important and EMI is considered. So eddy currents are those currents which are produced in metallic blocks. I have taken a solid metallic block. If this solid metallic block experiences a change in magnetic flux, imagine this metallic block is placed in a magnetic field which is changing. If magnetic field is changing, magnetic flux will be changing, right? So if this metallic block is placed in a magnetic field which is changing, it can be either increasing or decreasing. Anyway, the magnetic flux will also change accordingly. Either the magnetic flux will increase or the magnetic flux will. So if a metallic block is placed in changing magnetic flux, or whenever the magnetic flux linked with a metallic block changes, an EMF is induced in this metallic block, and therefore circulating currents are produced. And this type of circulating currents which are produced in metallic block is what is called eddy current. This is what is called eddy current. Eddy means circular. You might have seen ripples, water ripples, which are circular in shape. When you throw a stone into the water, you can see circular ripples, which are called eddy ripples, eddy waves. So eddy means circular. So what happens is that whenever a metallic block is placed in changing magnetic flux, or whenever the magnetic flux linked with a metallic block changes, what will happen? An induced EMF will be produced, which results in induced current. That induced current will be circulating currents. And such kind of circulating currents are called eddy currents. But these eddy currents are undesirable, not useful currents. They are useless currents, or you can say undesirable current, because in most of the transformers or choke coil or induction coil, heat is produced, excessive heat is produced due to this eddy current. Because in transformers we use metallic blocks, in choke coil we use metallic block, in induction coil we use metallic block. So whenever the current through this transformer or choke coil or induction coil increases or decreases, magnetic field increases or decreases, magnetic flux increases or decreases. Therefore, the metallic block experiences a change in magnetic flux, due to which in that metallic block induced EMF is produced, and hence induced current is produced, which will be circulating currents, These circulating currents are called eddy currents, which are not useful because there is a wastage of energy. There is a wastage of energy because heat is excessively produced in this metallic block, and hence energy is wasted in the form of heat. And therefore, eddy currents are undesirable currents, not useful currents, rather undesirable currents. Because in most of the devices like transformers, choke coil, induction coil, such eddy currents are produced, which results in wastage of energy or damage of transformer or choke coil or induction coil. And the next question that you can expect from here is that the first question would be, what is eddy current? Or where can you see eddy current in transformer, choke coil and induction coil? If they ask you, is there any disadvantage of eddy current, what will you say? Is there any disadvantage of eddy current? Yes. It produces excessive heat, or there is a wastage of energy. So this kind of currents are undesirable currents, not desirable ones. Now the next question that can come is that, how can you decrease eddy current? How can you decrease eddy current? Instead of taking a whole block, what you can take is that you can divide this into pieces, laminated pieces. Okay, how can you decrease current? You want to minimize eddy current, right? What is the method to decrease current? How is current usually decreased in an electrical appliance? How? By increasing resistance, right? If you can increase the resistance of a particular device, what happens? The amount of current flowing through it can be decreased. That is what resistance does, or resistor does. It opposes the flow of current. So if you can increase the resistance, you can decrease the current. So if you want to decrease eddy current in transformer or choke coil or induction coil, you have to increase resistance. You have to increase resistance. And for increasing resistance, what we do is that we divide this whole block into laminated thin sheets. Laminated thin sheets. Instead of using a whole block, what we do is that we laminate thin pieces of metallic block, and we use it in devices like transformer, choke coil or induction coil. So they might ask you, how can you decrease eddy currents? So your answer will be, we will use laminated thin sheets of block. We are not going to use a whole solid block, rather we will use thin sheets which will be combined together. So the effective resistance increases. So if the effective resistance increases, because this will be connected in series, right? If you have laminated thin sheets all kept together, it will act like series connection. You know that in series connection resistance is very high. So if you can increase the resistance, therefore eddy current can be decreased. So instead of using a whole solid metallic block, what you will do is that you will use thin sheets, thin laminated sheets. Thin laminated metallic sheets will be used instead of a whole solid block. Fine. Now the next and last question from this part can be, what are the applications of eddy current? Eddy current has application in induction furnace. In induction furnace. It has application in electric brakes. Have you heard of electric brakes? Electric brakes in train. Usually trains use electric brakes. So in electric brakes, eddy current has application. Induction furnace, eddy current has application. And the third application is speedometer. Have you heard of speedometer in your vehicles? In automobiles, you can see speedometer, which will tell you the instantaneous speed. At that instant, what is your speed of your vehicle? That is what speedometer tells you. In every vehicle, you have a speedometer, which tells the speed of that vehicle at that instant. Right? So in speedometer also there is application of eddy current. So you have, and then you have induction motor also. Induction motor. These are some examples for the application of eddy current. So you can find the application of eddy current in induction furnace, in electric brakes, in speedometer of vehicles, in induction motor. So this is the topic under EMI, which is called eddy current. What is eddy current? Whenever the magnetic flux linked with a metallic block changes, there is an induced EMF in that metallic block, which results in circulating currents. These circulating currents are called eddy currents. Are these eddy currents desirable? No. They are undesirable. Why? Because they produce excessive heat in transformer, choke coil, induction coil. Therefore, there is a wastage of energy. And therefore, eddy current becomes undesirable. And now how can you decrease eddy current? You can decrease eddy current by increasing the resistance. For that, you use laminated thin sheets of metal rather than using a whole metallic block. Now, where can you find the applications of eddy current? You can find the application in induction furnace, in electric brakes, speedometer. Fine. So, the next topic is self-induction. In self-induction, there will be only one coil. You can see only one coil in the diagrams. And this coil is what is called inductor. This coil is called inductor. So, in case 1, you can see there is a current coming to the coil, to the inductor. And this current is increasing. They have said the current is increasing. So, if current is increasing, magnetic field will be increasing. Magnetic flux will be increasing. Therefore, this coil is placed in increasing. So, there will be an EMF induced, right? There will be an EMF induced, which will be increasing, right? And there will be an induced current, which will be increasing current, right? So, what this induced current will do, will oppose the increasing current. So, tell me, how will be the direction of induced current in this coil? There is an EMF induced in this coil, result of which there will be an induced current. Tell me whether the direction of induced current will be like this or like this. Will be towards left or towards right. Since the induced current is increasing, right? It has been caused due to increasing current. So what will it try to do? It will try to decrease the current. So the induced current I should decrease. Should decrease. Tell me what will be the direction of induced current? I induced. Will it be towards left or towards right? It will be towards left. Right? So that it opposes the original current and hence the current decreases. So similarly, let's go to case number 2 where you can see I is decreasing, right? So if I is decreasing, tell me magnetic field will be? So magnetic flux will be? Therefore, the induced EMF is increasing. Induced current is increasing. But induced current should decrease, right? But the induced current should increase, right? Since it was formed due to decreasing current, induced current should increase, right? Because it has been caused due to decreasing current. So the induced current that I induced should increase. Tell me what will be the direction of induced current? Will it be towards left or towards right? It will be towards right. So I induced direction is towards right. Because the net current increases. Net current because the induced current wants to increase. Because the current is decreasing, it wants to increase. Therefore, it will go in this direction. Clear? So, let's go to the main topic of self-induction. Here you can see one coil. This is AC source. This is alternating current source. That means the current will be changing. Changing current is coming. So if changing current is coming, it's obvious that there will be a change in magnetic flux. And therefore, there will be an EMF induced. And this process is called self-induction. In this coil, so here the induced current, this is what is called self-inducing current. This is self-inducing current, which the coil has formed. The coil has induced a current in it, which is called self-inducing current, right? So here you can see a coil. It is being connected to a AC source. What is the importance of AC source? It is alternating current, right? The current will be changing. So changing current will produce changing magnetic flux, and changing magnetic flux will induce an EMF in this coil. This is what is called self-induction, or an induced current will be formed. Clear? This is what is called self-induction. And the equation for self-induction, for that we have to remember a point, that is the flux produced, the magnetic flux produced will be the EMF produced. The magnetic flux produced here will be directly proportional to the current. Can I say like this? Can I say like this? If the current through this coil increases, will the magnetic flux also increase? Yes, right. If the current through this coil, if it is increasing, the magnetic flux also will be
increasing.
right? So I can write magnetic flux is directly proportional to the current, right? So in the next step, what I can do is that I can put a equality sign. I have to multiply a constant. Since this is a inductor, I will multiply an L with it into I. So phi B is Li. Phi B is Li. Where L is a constant, which is called inductance. Since this is self-induction, it is called self-inductance. So L is what is called self-inductance, or coefficient of self-induction is called coefficient of self-induction. Clear? So this was the observation made from self-induction. They could observe that whenever the current through the coil was increased, the magnetic flux also increases. So phi B is directly proportional to I. In the next step, phi B is equal to Li, where L is a constant which is called self-inductance of that coil. Self-inductance of this coil, which is a constant for this coil. Or you can say coefficient of self-induction. So you have got an equation for phi B, right? I want to find the EMF. Using Lenz's law. So according to Lenz's law, can I write E is equal to minus d phi B by dt? Can I? In the next step, minus d by dt of, I have phi B, right? Phi B is Li. Is L a constant? So L can be taken outside. So minus L into di by dt. This is what is the EMF induced in this coil. So the EMF induced in this coil is minus L di by dt. Minus L di by dt. Is it clear? Since the current is increasing through this coil, it's obvious that there will be changing magnetic flux, and hence an EMF will be induced in this coil. An induced current will be there in this coil. That is what is called self-induction, right? So if you want to know how much EMF has been induced, so this will be the answer. E is equal to minus L di by dt. Is it clear? E is equal to minus L di by dt. See here, there was a growth of current, right? I was increasing. That means in this case, the current was growing. But the induced current, what does it do? It is opposing, right? So the EMF which is being induced here, it is opposing the growth of current in this case. But in the second case, you can see the current is decaying. Decay of current. Decay of current means decreasing of current. But in that case, the induced EMF, what did it do? It has opposed this decreasing current, right? That's why it has got this direction. So the EMF which opposes growth or decay of current is what is called back EMF. What it is called? Back EMF. Here you can see growth of current. Here you can see decay of current. In both cases, you could see that the induced EMF was opposing, right? In order to oppose increasing current, it has got this direction. In order to oppose decreasing current, it has got this direction, right? So this EMF, what is it doing? It is just opposing the induced, it is opposing the original current. So this is what is called back EMF. The EMF which opposes the growth or decay of current is what is called back EMF. Clear? So what is the equation for EMF in case of self-induction? E is equal to minus L di by dt. What is L? Self-inductance or coefficient of self-inductance. What is di by dt? Rate of change of current. Rate of change of current. Can I define self-inductance? I can define self-inductance if di by dt becomes 1 ampere per second. Am I right? If this becomes 1, L will be equal to EMF, right? I have to define self-inductance. For that, I am making di by dt unity. That means the current will be 1 ampere, time will be 1 second. So 1 ampere by 1 second, it becomes 1. So E becomes equal to L, right? So you can define self-inductance. Self-inductance of a coil is numerically equal to EMF when rate of change of current is unity. when rate of change of current is this is how self-inductance is defined. Since you know the formula for EMF, which is equal to minus L di by dt, you have to define L. For defining L, we have to keep the right hand side unity. So di by dt will be 1 ampere per second. If it becomes 1 ampere per second, L will become equal to EMF. Self-inductance will be numerically equal to EMF. So you can define self-inductance like this. Self-inductance of a coil is defined or is numerically equal to the EMF when rate of change of current is 1 ampere per second. 1 ampere. This is how you define self-inductance. Self-inductance is numerically equal to EMF when rate of change of current is 1 ampere per second. Clear? So we have defined what is self-induction. Whenever the magnetic flux linked with a coil, whenever the magnetic flux linked with a coil changes, an EMF is induced in that coil, and this is called self-induction. And that EMF can be found from Lenz's. Before that, we have said the magnetic flux is directly proportional to the current, and from there we got an equation for magnetic flux, which is Li, where L is self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction. From there, using Lenz's law, we have derived an equation for induced EMF, which is minus L di by dt. For defining self-inductance, we made di by dt unity, di by dt 1. And then thus we can define self-inductance. Self-inductance can be defined as, or self-inductance is numerically equal to induced EMF when rate of change of current is 1 ampere per. What was back EMF? Back EMF is that EMF which either opposes the growth of current or decay of current. There is only two chances. Either the current can increase or decrease. If the current is increasing, you say there is growth of current. If the current is decreasing, you say there is decay of current. In either cases, you can see that the EMF was opposing. The induced EMF was opposing. And that opposing EMF is what is called back EMF. Clear? Yes. Clear? Note it down.